All right, we all live. My brothers and sisters to come in.
Like so.
All right, y'all come on in. Gonna get started for the Brotherhood class. All right, go ahead, get it going. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, shalom. Priest and Officer Thawid Shah of the Isupk started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Shalom, warrior. What's going on? You all right? All right. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth according to the Bible, right? The truth is that the Bible is the history of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and we descend from the 12 tribes of Israel, right? This is who we are by nationality and by bloodline, and we lost our identity through captivity, right? So we are here to wake our people up, to let them know the truth of this Bible and who they really are. All right, so every Tuesday, as I already know, is the Brotherhood class. Right now, we stationed and broadcasting from Orlando, right? So if you're in the Central Florida area, we're in the library, 211 East Dakin Avenue, Kissimmee, Florida. Come on through, you know what I'm saying? Get all your questions answered, all right? So for the Brotherhood class, the topic for today, we're going to jump into it. If you have questions, feel free to type them up. You know what I'm saying? But we'll jump right into the topic, right? The topic going to be for tonight is the fall of this world is the rise of the Israelite world, right? Many people is questioning what's going on in the world today, from COVID-19 to uprising, people hating each other, terrorist attacks, wars and rumors of wars. All this is signifying the fall of this world, the fall of this kingdom, the fall of this empire, right? And all these things must come to pass in order for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to truly experience freedom, right? We're oppressed today, living in the world of our enemies. You know what I'm saying? Living in the world of our oppressors. And every time we want to exercise our love for our own race or our own people and express our Blackness, express our Hispanic heritage and our indigenous heritage, we are demonized, you know what I'm saying, and scrutinized and discriminated against, you know what I'm saying, because we're not given the freedom to exercise who we really are, the spirit that God gave us to be on this earth, right? And God did not call us to be servants on this earth. Right, this earth, it was made and created for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be on top and to rule everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the chosen people of God. You know what I'm saying? And in order for us to rule on this earth, somebody has to take loss. There ain't gonna be two ruling powers on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna have to be the minority. Somebody is gonna have to be the servant. We are playing that role right now. We play our role. But when Christ returns, the roles are going to be reversed. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are no longer going to be looked at as a minority, no longer looked at as the servants, the employees, and the workers, and the immigrants, and the savages, and all these bywords that they place on us. But we're going to be put in our rightful place, the inheritance that the Lord promised us as kings and priests on this earth. And that's not going to be done until you see this empire fall. And that's what you're witnessing right now. You're living in the last days. You're living in the last stem of this society, of this kingdom called America, right? You got Christians and conspiracy theorists love to put out at the end of the world is going to be the explosion of the planet Earth. That global warming is going to come and destroy us. That somehow this whole planet Earth is going to explode and blow up. That's not true according to the Bible. The Bible says that this earth will abide forever. You know what I'm saying? The end of this world is the end of white supremacy. The end of this white world that we know of today. And there's going to be a birth of a new world of Israelites, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians keeping the law, statute, commandments of the Most High, rocking our braids, rocking our beards, being engulfed in masculinity, sisters being feminine, you know what I'm saying, doing the right things according to God. And that's going to be Black supremacy on this earth, Hispanic supremacy, and indigenous people supremacy on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And that's righteous in the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to prove that in the Bible. I'm going to show you how this empire is falling right before your eyes. Right? Let me get 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. All right, this is
Come.
I'm gonna let the young man read. You know what I'm saying? But before you read, I got the Quran with me. You know what I'm saying? Get that brother and mighty man out here in Central Florida. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down with me. More of the Akims should be on their way. You know what I'm saying? Our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. So these brothers work hard in between slavery and doing the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get it on, right? But before you read that, young man, you know what I'm saying? Oh damn, what was the point I was about to say? What I was about to say. Go ahead and read that, man. I don't lost my point. Go ahead and read that.
Come. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 6, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
For Esau is the end of the world.
For who?
Esau is the end of the world.
Right, now let's dissect this a little bit real quick, right? The Bible is stating that Esau is the end of the world, right? Who is Esau? Let's start with there. Who's Esau? If anybody want to answer?
It's like
I know. So-called white man, right? According to the Bible, he is known as Esau or the Edomites, right? The reason being because he descends from a man named Esau, right? Esau is the progenitor or the father of the so-called white races, the Europeans, the Australians, all those people, you know what I'm saying, that come from the Caucasus Mountains, from the Khazarian Empire, from the Roman Empire. They're all descend from a man named Esau, right? And later on in the Bible, it tells you how he grew to be a nation that was known as the Edomites, right? What does Edom mean?
Edom?
Yeah.
Lucky.
No sweat. Go ahead, Calvin.
Edom means red, reddish.
Mean red. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's no sweat. You know what I'm saying? It means red, right? When he was birthed, it describes his color, his hue, and how he looked. And out of all the people that was living at that time, you know what I'm saying, it did not describe how they looked. But when Esau was born, it described how he looked. It didn't describe how Jacob looked, right? What was the reason being for that?
Lucky.
Go ahead, go on.
Because Jacob looked like everybody else.
Right. Jacob looked like everybody else, and everybody on that earth was of dark complexion, right? Brown skin, right? If you look in every nation on this earth, they have a dark skin class or people within their nation. You know what I'm saying? You go to China, the southern part of China, like Malaysia and all these other parts of Asia. You know what I'm saying? Those people have brown skin. Islands in Japan, you know what I'm saying? You'll find native groups with brown skin. You know what I'm saying? Arabs, East Indian, right? But when Esau was born, it had to describe how he looked like, because he didn't look like everybody else on earth. You know what I'm saying? He came out red all over. You know what I'm saying? And hairy like a garment. Right? That is the description of the oppressor, of the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? He's the true red man. Right? When he's hot in the sun all day, he turns what?
Red.
He turns red. You know, so when he angry, he turns what?
Red.
He turned red. You know what I'm saying? That blood showed through his skin. You know what I'm saying? Because he is the father of the white races, right? So the Bible is saying Esau is the end of the world. Right? What does world mean? Go ahead.
Class or government or class. Well, it's like,
Which I'll take that. I mean, that's basically
kingdom.
right. It's basically you know what I'm saying. You basically on it. It's an age or a society, which is government class at the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying. So the Esau is the end of a certain age in a certain society. Right. So this is signifying that once you see Esau in rulership, once you see them in power and controlling majority of the earth, this is a good indication that eventually that age in society in the world that we know of today will soon come to an end. Right? And let's get the beginning of his empire. Shalom, warrior. All right, just got Officer Rogers walked in the building. All right, let's get First Maccabees 1:1. Let's get the first Edomite civilization that's written in world history, right? On the records, all right? We're gonna get that society. Go ahead, First Maccabees 1:1.
This is the book of First Maccabees 1 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip,
Alexander, the son of Philip. Who is that talking about? How is he known in history?
Alexander the Great.
Right, Alexander the Great. Right, everybody's taught about. They made movies about this guy. Right, they teach about him in grade school. Right, this man was the forerunner of building up white civilization. Right, before that, you had many other empires that ruled the earth. Before Alexander the Great, you had the Persians, you had the Medes, you had the Assyrians, the Babylonians. You know what I'm saying? You have many other civilizations and governments and nations that ruled this earth. But for the first one that was recorded in history and also recorded in the Bible came from the Greeks. You know what I'm saying? And that the head of the Greeks was Alexander, what they called the Great, right? Shalom. Got Triple Kanat with me as well. You know what I'm saying? All over Orlando in the building. All right. So let's continue on.
Come. After that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and the Medes.
Right. He conquered the Persian and Medes. That's the nation that came into power after them. The Greeks, right? Read on.
That he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
Right. The first over Greece. He is the first king that's written of over Greece. You know what I'm saying? And this is the beginning of white supremacy being spread out on this earth, or white rule being risen up on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Remember what we just read in Second Ezra, right? Esau is the end of the world. right? So this is the point. At this point, what we're reading about in history, Alexander the Great started conquering the earth. At this point, you're beginning that time clock towards the end of the world, or towards the end of us being in captivity, us being destroyed and rebelling against the Most High, and starting on the course of us repenting and getting back to the Most High so we can rule this earth. Right? Read on.
First Maccabees 1 and verse 2. And made many wars.
He did what?
And made many wars.
This is how the white man got power on this earth. This is how you've risen up on this earth. He was not intelligent to get power on this earth. It was not by strategy and by diplomacy and the love of Christianity. This is not how he got power on earth. He got it through bloodshed and murder. Right? By creating wars and conquering on this earth. By killing and enslaving. Stealing identities, stealing lands, and stealing cultures. This is how he got power on earth. Right? And he still practiced that till this day. He learned that from the Greeks. He learned that from the Romans. Right? Read on.
And won many strongholds. And slew the kings of the earth.
Right. He's written of. That's why they call him Alexander, quote unquote, the Great. You know what I'm saying? We just, in the school, we call him Alexander the Greek because he ain't great to us. You know what I'm saying? As Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, ain't no white man should be considered great to us. You know what I'm saying? But they call him the Great because how he conquered on this earth. And he did it in such a short span of time in his rulership. Like, if you read about this man, like, he traveled far from where the Greeks reside. You know what I'm saying? Traveled all across through Asia. Went parts of India, you know what I'm saying, traveled all the way back. And this whole travel, he was doing nothing but conquering nations, going to war and killing people. You know what I'm saying? That's what Alexander the Greek is known for. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they call him the Greek, because all the wars that he did to give the Greeks power. Right? Read on.
First Maccabees 1 and 3. And went through the ends of the earth. And took spoils of many nations.
Don't that sound like your oppressor?
Damn right. It's like you had pause.
These weirdos on the comments, man. Go ahead, continue on that. Yeah, it's weird as hell. Go ahead.
That the earth was Slakia, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quite before him.
Yeah, I think there is probably a way. Let me see. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, there is a way. The water for that, right? Let me kick this guy out.
Block him.
Yeah.
You can block it on my end.
Okay, yeah, you should be blocked. Okay, look like he's not blocked. Let me see what I can do. Put using timeout.
Come, yeah.
He blocked?
When I blocked him, it hit everything that he posted. So
okay, so it's off the.
Be able to...
Okay, yeah, I hit block. I hit put him on timeout as well. Let me see if there's any other options I can do.
Because it's still on. Comments still on yours, right?
Yeah, kind.
Yeah, I just hit his
icon. Okay, kind. All right. Yeah, he's out of here for now. You know what I'm saying? All that weirdo, creepy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that distract you, Israel. You know what I'm saying? What we bringing out is important information, man. Icon. You know what I'm saying? That we gotta hold on to as a people, man. This is the only way we're gonna rise up as a nation, by knowing our history. Don't sweat. Go ahead, continue on for me, Calvin.
And so much that the earth was sluggish, and so much that the earth was quite before him, whereup he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations.
Did what?
And ruled over countries.
Right. This is the beginning of the white rulership on this earth, the rise of white power on this earth, right? It started with the Greeks, Alexander the Greek, right? Read on.
And nations and kings who became tributors unto him.
Mm-hmm.
And after these things, he fell sick
He
and
fell sick, right?
perceived that he should die.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth,
Mm-hmm.
and parted kids. Salaki, is that kids? Or and parted keys?
What does it say on there? Part of
What is kingdom?
part of the kingdom. Yeah,
And
it says,
parted his kingdom among them.
right. That's talking about his four generals, right? His
Come
four
on.
generals, after he died, he gave them power to continue in his reign, right? When he died, the rule of white supremacy did not die with him. It continued on even after his death through his four generals, right? His four generals would be Cassander. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right? His general Cassander, Ptolemy. I'm sure y'all heard about him, right? But they made a movie about Ptolemy. You know what I'm saying? Antiochus, Antiochus. Okay, God. And Seleucus. I think Seleucus is Seleucus, right? These were his four generals that he gave power to after he died, and they maintained white supremacy on this earth. It's no different with Donald Trump, right? They're still proud as can be. You still got MAGA that's still thriving and strong even after Donald Trump presidency, right? They're still saying the same narrative or practicing the same narrative that Donald Trump was practicing of how they got to get the immigrants out, you know what I'm saying? Kick out all the Hispanics, put them in cages, you know what I'm saying? Cut off the welfare of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and further oppress them. Blue Lives Matter, all that stuff is continuing on because the spirit did not die, you know what I'm saying, or did not go away when Donald Trump stopped being president, right? And that's no different with Alexander the Greek. When he died, he gave his power to his four generals, and he continued with his message and with his dominance over the earth, right? As Hellenism, right? Continue on.
Come. And parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them.
Right, they started controlling different regions on the earth, right? Different regions in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? You had some that controlled parts of Northern Africa, right? That's where Ptolemy was at, right? You had Seleucid, I think I'm saying it right, controlled parts of Southern Asia, like India. You know what I'm saying? These people was in power and spread it amongst each other to maintain control all over Earth. You know what I'm saying? But they still represented the philosophy of the Greeks. You know what I'm saying? Read
Come. At the ending of verse 9.
on.
And evils were multiplied in the
And
earth.
what?
And evils was multiplied in the earth.
Guess what? When they became in power, evil multiplied on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And it continues on till this day. They passed it down from generation to generation so they can maintain their power on this earth, right? Let's get Matthew 2:1. All right. They said they passed it down unto their sons, and evil was spread on this earth.
Come.
I'm gonna let Trooper Canot read.
Come.
Book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 1. Now when read it regular, sir.
Yeah, if you could, Bible Kasha. Throw out of
Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod, the king.
The what?
The king.
Why is Herod being called the king? Who is Herod? Go ahead.
I don't remember exactly who he is. I know I was going to ask why is he called king.
Okay, you can give me that.
He was called king because he inherited rulership over that area from his father before him and his father before him, and
right?
his father before him.
Kind. Now let's examine who is the father of King Herod. Somebody can pull me up real quick, probably in Wikipedia, sign, whatever, that shows who's the father, right? Who is he the son of, written in history, right? They call him the king, and like Isupk said, he got that title through being inherited from his fathers, from them conquering and controlling that area, right? Go ahead, Trooper Kanat.
King Herod the Great, that's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia, it says,
who's his parent?
His parents, Antipater.
Mm-hmm.
The Idumean.
The what?
The Idumean.
What is Idumean? What is that? Edom. Who is Edom? Esau. That's the, you see the correlation there? Right? These are people that's actually written of in history. You know what I'm saying? Idumeans are the Edomites. Idumea is just how you say Edom in Greek. You know what I'm saying? And this guy, he became a king over Israel, but he was an Edomite. Right. he was an Edomite. Go ahead, Triple Canut.
It says Herod the First, also known as Herod the Great, was a Roman client king of Judea.
There you go. God, a Roman Edomite, you know what I'm saying? Descended from amputator or amputator. Well, I don't know how you say it. That's how you say it? Right. You know what I'm saying? The Idumean, you know what I'm saying? And became a what over Judea?
A client.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They appointed him to rule over that region. You know what I'm saying? And the Judea is talking about Israel. Right? That region that the southern kingdom still had, their portion of, they still had a white Roman that they answered to. Right? Remember when our king was being crucified and they told him that we have no king but Caesar. Right? And they went to who in order to get Christ crucified? Go ahead. To a Roman. Pontius Pilate is also written in history, and he's known as a Roman. You get what I'm saying? That's a clear indication of letting you know who was dominant at that time. You know what I'm saying? The time of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And you're reading about the beginnings of white rulership. You know what I'm saying? As they rose in power, they spread their philosophy, their way of life that destroyed us and made us commit wickedness against the Most High. They used to force us to eat pork. You know what I'm saying? They used to kill you if you kept the Sabbath day. Even if you professed to be a Jew, you would put to death. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that went against their rule and their way of living, they were put to death. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at the spirit of America today, you see the similarities in that. Right? When they put us on those slave ships and brought us here to America, they forced Christianity on us. Christianity was not love religion like they try to profess it to be today. Right? They forced us to be a servant. Christianity is nothing but the religion of white supremacy. And anybody that disobeyed that went against that, they put them to death. You know what I'm saying? They put anybody that didn't bow down to that white image of that they claim to be Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because your oppressor is the Edomites. He descends from Herod and Alexander the Greek and all these people, right? Go ahead, Trooper Kanat.
If I may, and also if you look at any of those old movies and stuff, like when the Templars was coming in, like right after that, before the Crusades and stuff, when they would go into battle, they would go and they'll be marching. They'll have this big old cross. Like one person be carrying this big old shiny cross, and that's kind of like once you come into school, you'll understand what that symbolizes. Like it kind of symbolizes like, yeah, we the niggas that killed Christ.
Right,
so,
God,
like,
right. Like they touted it.
Yeah, coming niggas like shit finna go to hell. Like,
right.
Like, all hell finna break loose.
Con. Even though that's a heavy point that you brought out, man. Even with the conquistadors, right? If you ever seen the image of the conquistadors torturing the so-called indigenous people of America, like you always see the priests there involved with the torture ceremony, and you see him holding up a cross, you know what I'm saying, towards the indigenous person, telling them to to repent of their sins or get down with white Jesus and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's a brother, matter of fact, that's pretty famous among them, that's named Hotway. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That cat, you know, he's known in I think Cuba. They got a street named after him. They got a statue of him out there in those islands or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the brothers that pushed a rebellion against the conquistadors, right? And when they captured this brother, the Spaniard priest, you know what I'm saying, the Catholic priest, the Spaniard, told him, listen, we're going to put you to death, but if you say that you believe in Jesus, when you die, you're going to go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? And he asked him, like, listen, we're not in heaven. Are the Spaniards going to be there? And then he was like, yeah, we going to be there. Hotway was like, well, I'd rather go to hell instead of go to heaven so I can be with y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? That was a hardcore brother to his death, man. A so-called Simeonite. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not a so-called, it is a Simeonite, but a so-called Arab Indian. You know what I'm saying? That brother stood to his death. It was like, the hell we're going where y'all be at. I'd rather go the opposite direction. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they was enforcing, white supremacy on them, right? You was gonna say something, also, right? Okay, God. You know what I'm saying? That's what they was enforcing on them. All right. Today is, you know, they make it seem like it's about love and coming together and holding hands. You know what I'm saying? When that's far from the truth and is historically inaccurate. The truth is they needed something, a tool to empower them in their white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And their white philosophy and their white ways of living. Right? So they took the greatest man that ever walked this earth and painted his image white. They painted him white. You know what I'm saying? They told you that was Jesus Christ. They took all the great men of this Bible, David, Solomon, Moses, and made them white. They made movies about it. They made it white. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they call us a hate group. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They call us a hate group. But these guys is over here making movies about some man, you know what I'm saying, that's depicting to be white, that they forced black people to believe that was Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Trooper Kanat.
It's like, sir, if I may, just because you said, I was just thinking about something that somebody said on the post that I had posted. They was saying like, I was saying the post was about like, you know, people would say, the Lord knows my heart. That's a Christian thing, the red flag thing that was going on.
Yeah, that God, I see that. Though.
And I said, you know, when they say the Lord knows my heart, knowing they about to do something that was against what the Lord said. And my sister commented on that. She was like, yeah, that's true. It's a excuse and stuff. I wish that, you know, we had somebody that could lead us and people would listen to. And I replied back to her, I said, we do. His name is Commander General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he's here to lead the nation back to the Most High under Christ. You know what I'm saying? And I was told her about the whole Wakanda thing, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, on the outside looking in, they call us a hate group. Right. But we the most lovingest people to our people that you can find on the earth. Right now today. Damn right, man. So you know what I'm saying? It's funny that you said that. I was thinking back to Lucky.
You know what I'm saying? Your past is upholding white supremacy, right? You marching all day talking about Black Lives Matter, but go to church on Sunday. Right. If Black Lives really matter, why don't you denounce that white Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you denounce the religion of your oppressor, which is Christianity, if Black Lives really matter? You know what I'm saying? Black lives don't matter when it comes to holiday time. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You have all the holidays of the white man, you know what I'm saying? Because he don't enforce it and inflicted you to follow it. You know what I'm saying? But you will scream Black Lives Matter all day. If it really mattered, you would separate yourself from your oppressor. Go ahead, Officer, go on.
So, like I said, if I may, if Black Lives Matter, you'll serve the nigga God.
Damn right, man.
You'll serve the God that's like you.
Right. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? We have a God. You know, niggas got a God. You know what I'm saying? As far as fetched as they make it seem to be, yeah, we have a God. And guess what? He looks just like us. He looks like a nigga. We need to get back to what God we should be serving on this earth. All right? All right. Let's continue on. Jump me down to verse 15, Baba Kasha. All right, like I stated in the beginning of the class, we are in Kissimmee, Florida, 211 East Hatton Avenue. We in the library, Hart Memorial Library, man. Pull on through, come on through, all right? Go ahead, get down, Trooper Kanai.
Cut on concert. The book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And was there until the death of Herod.
Jump me up 14, Baba Kasha.
Verse 14. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son.
Right, so this is talking about Joseph and Mary, right? When Yahushua was born, Herod put a decree out that they should kill every newborn baby, male baby, in fear of a Messiah being born. Right? And that sounds similar to what's going on today. You know what I'm saying? They push abortion on us. They push drugs on us. You know what I'm saying? The birth rate amongst Black women is real low. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not given the same treatment as a white woman would in the hospital. Right? They complaining all day about the birth pains that they're going through, but the doctor ignoring it, you know what I'm saying, because they don't want to treat them, you know what I'm saying, and doing that, they're in fear of losing their child. You know, that is no different from what Herod was doing, you know what I'm saying, but he was out there physically trying to kill those babies in fear of a Messiah being born, a fear of somebody that can rally up Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to separate from them and build their own society. You know what I'm saying? And this is what Herod was doing. Joseph, Mary took Yahushua, ran into Egypt because of what? What's the obvious answer? Why would they go into Egypt? Go ahead, Oscar Juan.
Because Egypt people were Black.
All right, they dark skinned. Imagine a white baby running into Africa, trying to escape murder or the death of. You're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? Right? They fled into Egypt because they trying to mix amongst Africans. Right? Africans are not Israelites, but they do have a dark complexion. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to hide from, the one that's trying to kill you, you're gonna mix with people that kind of have the same complexion as you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they did in escaping from Herod, right? Continue on.
Verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceedingly wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem.
And did what?
And slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under.
Dang. History repeats itself, don't it? That's crazy. Right. That's exactly what happened in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And it happened in Rome. And guess what? It's happening now today. Right? What's the death rate amongst Blacks, Hispanics, and Asians with abortion? Give me the estimate. Go ahead.
I think it's 350,000 a year.
350,000. That's $250,000. That's a bit more than $250,000. Thousands a year. You know what I'm saying? Well, babies are being murdered, and they don't even record it as a murder. They don't record it as a death. All right, this is something that should be celebrated, because it's a woman's choice and all these things. When you're killing a potential brother that can be a savior to our nation, You're killing a sister that can help and provide and building brothers up to build this nation. You know what I'm saying? And this is the same tactic that they practice today, right? Go ahead.
So, like, if I may, what they're doing is they're call themselves learning from their mistakes. Because in Egypt, when the children of Israel were in bondage, we grew to a number greater than them. And Pharaoh was in fear because we were multiplying greater than them. And America is following the same footsteps. By the Planned Parenthood, by the abortion rate being so high, them kidnapping our women, they are even kidnapping our men now. Like Commander Journey Hunter was saying last night, they are kidnapping men at a higher rate than ever on the planet right now. Black men, Black and Hispanic men are being kidnapped and disappearing now higher than ever the rate was before. So they feel as though they can keep us at a level to where we can't outgrow them as a population.
A disadvantage.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, damn right, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the same tactic over and over being practiced on this earth to make sure that we don't rise up as a nation. That's what Psalms 83, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They confederate against us. You know what I'm saying? Even not only with abortions, you know what I'm saying? Not only with that, remember during the 60s with COINTELPRO, you know what I'm saying? The movie that they dropped, Judas and the Messiah, they show in the movie the actual FBI document of them trying to stop quote unquote Black nationalist groups. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Any gathering of Blacks and to where they become unified was their task to destroy.
And they listed on that document, they doing that in the fear of a Black Messiah.
Yeah.
That's what they was in fear of. Somebody that will be born and rise up and get everybody to get their mind together to serve the Most High, and that one day will rebel against them. Right? The reason why they doing these things so they can maintain their white rule on this earth, so they can maintain power on this earth. Right? But the Lord, the Most High Power, also prophesied not only their rulership but also their downfall as well. You know what I'm saying? And this is a good indication letting you know, once they get in power, this is time for you to get right. You know what I'm saying? Because things are going to change on this earth. You know what I'm saying? They came into power. When they came into power, they flipped everything upside down just so they can maintain a little bit of power on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows his time is short. Right? But as he fall and lose power, you know what I'm saying? That's when we start to rise and start to love each other again. Start to rise and become a nation again and serve the Most High. Right? In the kingdom of God, there ain't gonna be no white boys with us. There ain't gonna be no white girls holding hands with us. No white babies, no white children playing and running around. Ain't gonna be none of that, man. They have their time to serve. Right now is their time to do all that. Let them have their fun. Let them go surfing and destroy the Iranians and do whatever they gotta do and fly to the moon and do all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But as for us as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, let's build our nation back up. You know what I'm saying? So that way we can rule this planet Earth like the Lord intended us to do. You understand? All right. Let's finish that verse out, Baba Kashan.
The end of the verse 16. According to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
All right. Drop that. Let me get Luke 21 and 20. All right. What I'm showing you throughout the Bible, the rulership and the power that Esau had over the earth. You know what I'm saying? We started with Alexander the Greek. That was the beginning of the rise of this current world that we're in right now. And it continued on in the time of Christ under King Herod, right? With Pontius Pilate and all the Caesars, and with Rome. You know what I'm saying? It continued on till this day, right? The rebirth of Rome, when after Rome fell, they built it back up and sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and try to build America up. You know what I'm saying? So they can maintain power on this earth, right? Go ahead and get that for me, Roy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
Right. What is this talking about? Right. This is Christ speaking, right?
Okay.
So he's saying when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, go ahead, Trooper Kana.
Christ is saying like when you see armies come and surround Jerusalem, like you see like today how the USA when they go invade a nation, you know what I'm saying? It's the same way with Christ letting them know. Like when you see the invasion of Jerusalem.
All right. So he's prophesying about a specific point in history. Christ is speaking about right now. Right? Go ahead, also come on.
He's talking about the siege of Jerusalem.
Right. 70 AD. Right? This is the prophecy about it. Christ is warning them. You know what I'm saying? These people that's over you, like King Herod and these Romans that you love to join with and think you need to be down with them and melt societies together with them. You know what I'm saying? So you can get rich on this earth. Eventually, they're going to rise up in their armies. You know what I'm saying? Strap up their military. And they're going to put a siege onto Jerusalem. Right? And that was a prophecy about what happened in 70 AD. Right? With Titus, that's his name. The March on Titus. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen that mural where they're holding a big menorah or menorah? Right? They're holding you ever seen that? The candle? Yeah, it's a statue. You know what I'm saying? Where it's carved I think it's carved on the wall or something like that.
Is it when is it when like Israel leaving out of Jerusalem?
Nah, it's when the Romans came and took our treasures, right? They put a siege onto Israel. Type on your phone, March on Titus.
Race.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. It's like how the U.S. got that when they staple that flag. It's the same kind of similar thing. When they staple that flag, that's what the statue looked like.
Right, yep. When they I think that was in Japan, right, during World War II.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? That was a signification of we won. You know what I'm saying? We're celebrating that we won against our enemies, right? The March on, you see that picture, right? You've seen that before, right? You know what I'm saying? That was a depiction of what they did during 70 AD. You know what I'm saying? They went into our land, took all our gold, all our wealth. That menorah was made out of gold. If you read about it in Leviticus and how the Lord told us to make all these things, to make the ark and make everything that, pertained to the temple, you know what I'm saying? They was made out of gold, man. You know what I'm saying? Tables made out of gold. All the valuable things that we kept within the temple, they went in our land and took it from us. Right? While they were still in power and controlling and ruling over us. You know what I'm saying? This is something that they did so we don't ever rise up as a nation in fear of a black Messiah. The same way they took your identity today. Right? We don't have those gold that was in the temple and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the gold that they took from us was your identity, was your nationality, was your laws, was your heritage. All these things that make us great as a people, they stripped from us in fear that we might rise up and they might come down. You know what I'm saying? So Christ is giving you that prophecy that white people's going to rise, man. These Romans, they're going to rise. The Greeks, they're going to rise. And they're going to continue to rise. And they're going to get into power. And that's when it's going to signify for you to change your life. Right? Continue on. Oh, you had something? Go ahead.
And they call it the Ark of Titus.
The Ark of Titus. That's what it's called. Ark of Titus. You know what I'm saying? Like a celebratory of what they did in destroying Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? Conquering niggas. So they celebrated with that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Also, who is it? Trooper Kanagi was reading? Oh, Oscar one? Okay. Go ahead.
Starting over at 20. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
All right, white supremacy. Read on.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
All right, what is that talking about? What else we did in history during 70 AD?
When we fled into Egypt, down into Africa, away from the seas.
Damn right. This is exactly what we did. He trying to warn them. You know what I'm saying? But you have wicked leaders that was saying, you know what, nah, Rome is gonna live forever. We have no king but Caesar. All right, you got your pastors today thinking that America is gonna prosper forever. That there is no way in hell that black people can ever get rulership on this earth. What is that? That's crazy talk. That's hate talk. For wanting a nigga to get a crumb on this earth is hate talk. You know what I'm saying? When white people have been ruling on top of this earth for more than 500 years here in America. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Officer Kwan.
It's like this. I remember about a year, 2 years ago, when I had been through just a little bit, and I remember asking some people that I work with, you know, black people, blacks and Hispanics, and I asked them, hey, do you know that niggas gonna rule this earth? Nah, man. Nah, I don't think that's gonna never. I mean, like, it surprised me that they honestly never believe that it will ever happen. They don't ever believe that niggas will rule the earth. They don't have that kind of imagination or process to
even go there.
Right. To believe that it's possible.
And that is due to being a slave in America, man. Like, we're psychologically damaged as a people, man. Push white supremacy in our mental. Go ahead.
Sorry, sir. What the officer is bringing out is heavy in the mug. It's an example. It shows how mentally destroyed a lot of our brothers and sisters are. Because in that same instance of them not even believing that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians will rule this planet, blacks are responsible for modern society. Every act. Me and my daughter was sitting there a couple of nights ago. I was stumbling across stuff sometimes. And I stumbled across a site that listed all the inventions by black folks. The patent numbers, how you can read, look them up, what they were. Every aspect of modern life was invented by a black person. From your refrigerator to your doorknob, to your chair, to your ironing board. The two-cycle engine that's on every piece of alarm equipment, weed whack equipment, the two-cycle engine oil. Now, brother invented the two-cycle engine. The four-cycle engine was also off of the two-cycle engine.
Right.
You don't have any piece of equipment that operates today that's a small motor. It does not operate off of that motor. The steam engine, the engine for boats. We didn't. Our brothers and sisters didn't invent everything. How to navigate through space. Our sisters, how to navigate through space. And that also shows that it's a power greater than us that's keeping us suppressed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because the thing is, it's like when you look at when you really look into the evidence, it's like, how in the world are we not ruling? Right. It's not even it's like, how are we not ruling?
Damn,
how is this heathen over us? That ain't normal. It's not.
That is heavy, which our brothers is bringing out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the greatness that we did to contribute to today's society, like, we're not even in control of none of that. Like, we have no ownership of the two engine motor. We have no control of the cotton, none of that. Everything that we invented, there's some white man on top that's manufacturing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, also.
They took control of the patent.
The patent,
right. Control of the patent. I pull up after I'm like, the two-cycle engine? You know, I think about, like I say, I thought about all the equipment that operates under that motor. The two-cycle oil. I pull up a YouTube post with a white boy, you know, representing the two-cycle oil. Oh, he's the one that's,
he taking pictures next to one of them.
I mean, the list of inventions is one of the most thorough list of inventions that I've ever come across. Street light.
All those things.
You already know about the street light.
Air conditioning.
Refrigerated truck.
Yep.
So where you would not be able to move food anywhere across this country without that. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on.
Right.
It's an extensive list. One of the most extensive lists that I've come across. And like I say, I was amazed. I'm like, how in the world are we not moving?
Yeah, because we about to read about it. Why we not? You know, Christ is about to let you know why we not. what I'm saying? Because this book is alive. These words are alive. We live it day by day. And the minute that black people realize you're living in a white supremacist world is the minute that you invoke change within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you contribute into society in this world, you are not receiving none of the benefits from it. But somebody is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is. And that is your oppressor, right? Anything you want? Go ahead.
All I can say it's amazing. The illicity is extensive. The backbone of the internet, the computer, everything.
Yeah, yep.
It don't stop.
Damn right. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't just say the oppressor to the devil for no reason. Right. You know what I'm saying? It don't just sound good what we saying. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Oscar.
Khan. Now, if I may, real quick, I just want to say what the brother said is hand because and being able to put that in the perspective of somebody who don't think about that, it could blow their mind. Like that that's
God,
heavy as hell. So like,
God, damn right.
I'm gonna send y'all that site.
God, you could.
God, we can use that at fish.
God, go ahead.
Khan, sir. In the middle of verse 21. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter therein.
Right. He's telling you to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because they was putting a siege, stopping everything that came into Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? And stopping anything that ever came out. Right? If you read books like Josephus, it was saying how the woman had to kill their babies and eat them just to survive. You know what I'm saying? This is what they did to maintain a rule on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Christ is forewarning us about it. Right? Read on.
Khan, verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance.
Of what?
Of vengeance.
Now, this is the answer of what I was bringing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he knows the answer to it, but many of our people won't even consider, like Kwan said, of what you just said. You know what I'm saying? They won't even think about all the things that we did as a people. You know what I'm saying? And why we're not benefit from it. Why we're not on top. Why we're still being oppressed. Even all the things that we do great from entertainment, sports, technology, inventions, everything that we do on this earth, we're still at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because these are what?
These be the days of vengeance.
Because these are the days of vengeance. Right? Read on.
That all things which are written may be fulfilled.
That are what?
That all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Right. What was written? What is that talking about? I'm a trooper. Look at. What's that talking about?
Like it was talking about the destruction of Israel for them not following the Most High.
Right. What's that written at?
In the Old Testament, sir. In the prophets.
The prophets, right. Give me one clear specific one. I let him get a shot.
It was talking about not clear, sir. Right.
You should
go ahead. 28. God, they're right.
See, I was
thinking too hard.
Yeah, I was thinking about the prophet. I'm trying to get like a prophet saying destruction.
God, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? All these things must be fulfilled, like you said as well. You know what I'm saying? For us not keeping the commandments and breaking the law, statute, commandments, the Lord gave us a whole list of things that will come upon us if we didn't keep his commandments. You know what I'm saying? And one of them is that we're going to be ceased from being a nation. You know what I'm saying? We're going to lose our heritage, lose our homeland, and go into slave ships and be slaves on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And want of all things, bread, water, you know what I'm saying? And no man shall buy you. You know what I'm saying? This is something that must be fulfilled because we did not keep the commandments of the Most High. Go ahead, come on.
And the Lord shall send an enemy against thee.
Enemies. You know what I'm saying? Your oppressor is your enemy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're reading about how they gain power and they're rising on this earth. Is by making sure that you was put down, making sure that you was inferior to them, making sure that you was destroyed in order for them to gain power. All right? There's no way we could have done it if we were serving the Most High and we was in our full strength. You know what I'm saying? But since we broke the commandments of the Most High, well, guess what? The Lord had to fulfill. told us what's gonna happen if we broke it. You know, so you gonna say something, Rob?
I'm trying to figure out, trying to recall the scripture that talks about how we will be our enemies to pray. But the thing is, when you look at it, you know, was that?
I think it's 11.
They cannot even exist without us. See what I'm saying? We are the foundation of their existence.
Right.
But don't rule anything.
Right.
It's a bad situation.
Yeah, it is.
We the foundation. We basically what they walk on. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? This is why they must fall in order for us to rise. Right? The same way we fell for them to rise, well, guess what? They're gonna have to fall for us to rise. Right? We can't have brotherhood. We can't have a functioning society amongst us as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians if we still have an oppressor over on top of us with his foot on our neck. Right. You know what I'm saying? There's no way possible, man. What the Lord is trying to implement is where Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians can rule this earth. You was gonna say something, Calvin?
Come, sir. And that Psalms 83 was so heavy about, you know, what all the Akims and brothers talking about is the head of the helm of that crafty council is the first one they listed was Edom, the house of Edom.
God, damn right, man. You know what I'm saying? This is because listen, every empire on this earth had a chance to rule over Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Had an opportunity to conquer this whole earth. You know what I'm saying? They all did. You know what I'm saying? Now we're in the time of when Edom is over Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And they are conquering the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? And they put us in captivity and took our identity from us, you know what I'm saying, because we didn't keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Right? But that was a clear indication to let you know that eventually these people is going to fall like all the rest of the empires of this earth. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to bring out a verse, Kawan?
No, just was letting the brother know the verse he was talking about. The prayer was Ezekiel 34:28.
All right.
And the book of Ezekiel, chapter 34, verse 28, and they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beast of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid.
Right. God, you know what I'm saying? We are prey to the other nations. You know what I'm saying? They wait and watch for our demise. You know what I'm saying? They wait and weaken us as a people so they can swoop right in and attack, you know what I'm saying? And gain control and put us as slaves. This is what our oppressor did unto Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They made sure that you fell from serving the Most High and gaining any control of this earth so they can build their empire. You know what I'm saying? Well, justice will have it that the roles must be reversed, right? Isn't that fair? Right? You reap what you sow. You did it unto us on this earth, and don't nobody got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? A nigga mentions it. You know what I'm saying? This all hell breaks loose. You the biggest hate group ever.
Right.
Just because you even mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? That's what we're reading about in the Bible. Right? The Bible mentions it. That's why we mention it. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that's written of in this book is real. It prophesies our fall. Well, guess what? It prophesies our rise. And if we fail came to pass, guess what? Guess what's also going to come to pass? Us rising as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, True.
That's like, sir, I just wanted to say, like, they call us a hate group, but we haven't attacked no one. We've been established since 1969.
Yeah.
There's no record of us going out and shooting up nothing or attacking people. But other hate groups, like real deal hate groups, they got murders on it. Like, they got attacks. Like they're a real deal hate group now.
I.e. America.
Right. And that just goes to show you, like, they trying to throw dirt on our name to keep people from, you know what I'm saying, keep people from, like, seeing what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's, I guess that's why they say, oh, yeah, they are a hate group because, you know, anything that we do is against the oppressor. And, like, anything, like, that goes against what he has land. Oh, you the op. You the hate group. You the this and that. It's a lot.
God damn right.
But, sir, if I may, that's the definition of hate. Anybody that dislike them, they want everybody to love them. Because we speak against their crimes and what they have done to us, we hate them according to them. But we hate what they have done to us. And they don't like the fact that we hate and are addressing what they do or what they have done and continue to do to our people. Right. So that's why we're considered hate group by them, because we don't love them.
God, damn right. You know, so go ahead.
If I may add on to that as well. Also, it shows us we have to understand how deceptive our enemy is. You see what I'm saying? That's psychological deception. You know what I'm saying? Because they can label us a hate group. How many people can I get not to listen to them because they believe that they are a hate group? Because if these people begin to listen to them and find out the truth, then they're gonna see me for what they're gonna begin to see me for what I actually am, which is a very, like I said, one of the most subtle beasts in the field. Very cunning, very crafty, very deceptive. You know what I'm saying?
God, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the people that rule over us, right? Let's continue on with that.
Verse 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Right. Read books like Josephus, and it talks about what happened, right? Read on.
24. They shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Right. Who is this Gentiles talking about within this context?
So likely, sir.
Go ahead.
The heathen.
Right. The other nations, right? We know that Israelites can also be considered Gentiles, right? Because Gentiles simply mean stranger, right? And when we follow their customs, we become strangers unto the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But the heathens and the other nations are Gentiles as well, because they're not Israelites. They're strangers in the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And these people are the ones that came to our land, you know what I'm saying, and took us from our land and put us in slavery. They used to go into catacombs, right? Catacombs is what they built during the 70 AD, right? It's underground dwelling places or tunnels that they try to build to escape from the Romans. You know what I'm saying? And they went in there and try to take the Israelites and bring them to be gladiators, right? Gladiators was Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, was Israelites in those arenas, fighting against lions and tigers and all type of people. You know what I'm saying? Fighting to the death for their entertainment. You know what I'm saying? This is what they did unto us because this is their rise, their time to rule on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
In the middle of verse 24, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Now read that one more time.
Until the time,
meaning there is a time where the Gentiles will not be trodden down on the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? But first it has to happen because it was written in the Bible that it would happen. But after it's fulfilled, after it's done, guess what? Now the roles is going to be right back where it's supposed to be. Right? Finish that.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? They rose up in power, starting with Alexander the Greek. They went in on our land. They tried to kill our king. You know what I'm saying? They crucified Yahushua. After that, they rolled on our nation and put a siege to Jerusalem to where we had to escape to Africa like Christ did, right? Christ ran into Egypt, you know what I'm saying? Because he would try to mix amongst them. But us as a people, we ran into Africa, try to mix amongst them. You know what I'm saying? This is the rise of white rulership on this earth. This is the world as you know it today. it started with them first. It started with these nations, these ancient societies first. And it grew into America today. You know what I'm saying? But they descend from these exact people. They descend from the Gentiles. They descend from Titus, Antipater, Alexander the Greek. All these people, this is who they descend from. You know what I'm saying? Give me 2nd Ezra 6 and I'll jump me back to there.
Con.
Go ahead.
For the book of second, I can have it. 6.
Con.
The book of second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of the world. Read all.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
And who?
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
Now, the Bible says Esau is the end of the world. But there's going to be a world established after that. Right? And this world is going to be the world of Jacob. Who is Jacob? Who is that talk about? Go ahead.
The progenitor of Black Hispanics and Native Americans,
right.
The nation of Israel.
God, he is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And these people are not done away with. They're not extinct on this earth. They're still alive. The thing is, nobody knows who these people are. But according to the Bible and to history, these people are the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians whose identity was changed through slavery. These names that we carry on today are not our true identities. African American, Haitian, Puerto Rican, Dominican. You know what I'm saying? These are not our real nationality, our real identity. Who we really are the sons of Israel, the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And our world is coming after the world of Esau. When his world falls, that's when our world will rise. You know what I'm saying? And you're living in the moment of it right now. This is the time of the fall of this society, this place. Why you think you see so much going on this earth? Why you think you see COVID-19 and everything that's going on this earth? You know what I'm saying? This is happening because Esau is the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? And your nation, guess what? You're up next. You're the ones that's going to rise up. But we're going to rise up the right way, how the Lord ordains to, right? Let me get Jeremiah 28. You got that? I'll let Calvin read.
Jeremiah 28 and 1.
28:8.
Slacky. All right, gone, sorry. This is the book of Jeremiah 28 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of the old.
Of who?
Before thee of old.
Right. Who are these prophets that he's referring to?
Like it, you got Elijah, you have Moses, and all the other great prophets of those days.
Right. The prophets of this book that we carry. Right, the book that's written of in your Sunday service that your pastor claims that he holds dear to his heart. You know what I'm saying? Those prophets of this book of old, like Moses, Elijah, David, King Solomon, all these great men as written of in this Bible. Read on.
Come on. And before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries.
What they did?
Prophesied both against many countries.
They prophesied against many countries, man. Guess what? Your pastor is not a prophet. If he's not telling you the truth of America, if he's not telling you the truth of this place and what's going to come to pass, he's not a prophet, man. A prophet is supposed to warn the people and gear the people up for what's to come. What has your pastor prepared you for? COVID-19 hit and he was nowhere to be found, man. He didn't even prophesy about that. He prophesied about prosperity and peace and love, and everybody's going to get along. And one day you're going to get a check in your door, and it's going to say $1 million on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what he told you. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't tell you that you might be in danger of losing your life to a virus. You might lose your job. You might lose your loved ones, your family members. The foods in the supermarkets are going to be real scarce. You ain't going to have enough money to survive. That's what he didn't teach you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not really a prophet. The real prophets of this Bible, they prophesy against nations like we do in the Isupk. We tell you about the destruction of this place. You know why? Because God prophesied about the destruction of this place. This is not our own words. It's what's written in the Bible, man. And a true prophet will tell it like it is, man. Read on.
In the middle of verse 8, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Evil, wars, pestilence. Letting you know that Russia is going to turn on America. Let you know that World War III is coming. Letting you know all these things so you can be aware of what's going on. And the Lord is putting all these things in place because he's getting ready to bring down the greatest empire on this earth right now, which is called America. Right? Go ahead, Officer Rod.
Yes, sir. You were saying, when you bring it out heaven, so, why would they wasn't prophesying concerning the COVID-19. I want to read this article real quick. This is from the Washington Post. The Church of God in Christ, the country's biggest African-American Pentecostal denomination, has taken a deep and painful leadership hit, with reports of a dozen to up to 30 bishops and prominent clergy dying of COVID-19.
Dang.
The disease caused by the novel coronavirus. They were too busy dying from the virus.
Good night. You know what I'm saying? Lord be with them, man, because they still Israelites. All that's coming from the Most High, man. That's a judgment from the Lord, man. These pastors failed at their job, failed at their duties and warning blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So you know what? That plague failed on them. I mean, it failed on them. You know what I'm saying? And then destroyed them and killed them because they didn't want to listen to the words of the Most High. They didn't want to tell it like it is. They too busy and worried about the pockets and about the Sunday suit and what child they gonna molest next. You know what I'm saying?
Being hand to hand with the oppressor, joining
Uh-oh.
hand with the oppressor.
There you go. That's probably where he got the virus from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know that devil don't wash his hands for nobody. They just ran us out of Barclays Stadium to protest against the damn vaccine. You know what I'm saying? That's your oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And you want to join yourself unto him. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to get caught up in the crossfire. Right? It's time we separate so we can build our own empire. Well, we can be COVID free. You know why? Because there's laws written in this Bible that can prohibit things like that. But we can be murder free, molestation free, drug free within our own society. In this world, in this society, these things are praised, man. They praise these things. People that practice those things, that speak about homosexuality and transgender, and smoking weed and doing drugs and doing all manner of evil against the Most High, you're praised and touted in this world because they love to go against the Most High. Well, guess what? In the world of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're going to outlaw the ways of America, man.
That's right.
We're going to outlaw it, man, and bring about the ways of the Most High. And this earth is going to be prosperous and beautiful and wonderful like it was intended to be. You ain't never got to worry about your child being molested if the laws of God was enforced. You ain't got to worry about nobody dying of a drug overdose if the laws of God was enforced. Well, guess what? We are going to enforce it when our King returns. We are going to be the new leaders on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And first, we're going to prophesy about it. We're going to tell you about it. We're going to warn you about it. And you can believe us if you want to. But guess what? All the prophets in this Bible did the same thing we're doing. Right? Read on.
Jeremiah 28, verse 8. The prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent him.
Right. Your pastor prophesy about peace and love and all these things, but they ain't never came to pass. You still waiting on the bus stop for the bus to come. You still ain't got no groceries in in your refrigerator. Still being shot down in the streets. You still the first fired and the last hired. You still got no infrastructure, no economic structure within your own communities. But your pastor love to talk about peace all day. Well, why haven't I seen it then? You know why you haven't seen it amongst Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Because your pastor is a false prophet. What he's supposed to be telling you is about the war and the death and the hell that the Lord is about to bring through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he's supposed to be prophesying about. The fall of America, man. But he don't want to do that. You know why? Because he benefits from this place. He benefits from America. He benefits from white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? But white supremacy in America will fall. You want to say something, Calvin?
Nah, sir.
All right. You can drop me that. All right. Let's get Obadiah chapter 1. Start me at verse 1. Good old Obadiah. Go ahead, Dr. Corn.
The book of Obadiah. Oh, I can have it.
All right, we about to read about the fall of this empire, right, of this kingdom. God, go ahead.
The book of Obadiah. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
Concerning who?
Concerning Edom.
Now, who is Edom again?
Esau.
Esau, right? Now, this is specifically who is talking about. This is not talking about nobody else but the man that's in charge right now. Read on.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord,
Mhm.
and an ambassador is sent among the heathen.
Right.
Arise ye.
What's the rumor?
Arise ye,
Mm-hmm.
and let us rise up against her in battle.
That's what's going down. That's why you see North Korea preparing their military and doing missile tests. That's why you see Australia and France made a submarine deal. That was them two that made that deal. That's why you see that going on. That's why you see Russia invading Croatia. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see these things happening on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's getting themselves ready for World War III. You know what I'm saying? And that is going to be the fall of these nations. And guess what? Out of the midst of that rubble and the smoke and the fire and the debris, you're going to see niggas rise.
That's right.
Hispanic rise.
That's right.
Indigenous people rise.
That's
right?
right.
Just like the Lord intended us to be, right?
That's
Read
right.
on.
Come on, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
Mm-hmm.
Thou art greatly despised.
Right. Go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying?
Come. Pride of thine heart have deceived thee.
The what?
The pride of thine heart have deceived thee.
Proud boys. Make America great again. America, the greatest country on earth. You know what I'm saying? There's no military like our military. This is what they pride themselves with. Afflicting Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They pride themselves in that. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? Their pride is going to be their downfall. Read on.
Come. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock,
Mm-hmm.
whose habitation is high.
Why does it say that? Why does it say the clefts of the rocks? Go ahead.
Because the Caucasian comes from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia.
Who else this could be talking about? They giving you the characteristics of our oppressor, man. We know that everybody know he a caveman. That's why in the job application it says Caucasian white. You know what I'm saying? We need to check off on race because they come from the mountains and they build tall skyscrapers. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how they're used to living up in those mountains, high above in those mountains. You know what I'm saying? So their spirit is still in them. They're going to build a tall ass skyscraper because they used to living high up in the mountain. You dig what I'm saying? This is talking about your oppressor, man. You got something you want to bring out, Triple Canal?
Oh, no, I was going to say, so like it with it living in the mountains, in the cliffs, like, that's what he was saying. That's where we drove them. That's where the Lord, that's where they
Damn right. God, damn right. Damn right. Yeah, that's exactly true. You know what I'm saying? Their portion was to live as a caveman. know what I'm saying? Ooga booga. All that stuff. That was your oppressor. You know what I'm saying? They try to.
Having bitches with that.
You know what I'm saying? Hitting people with big old. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Hitting people with the big old clubs. That's how they got their lives. They call them Neanderthals. You know what I'm saying? Eating out of skulls of their dead relatives. That was their first bowl.
Yeah.
The Flintstones. You know what I'm saying? And they try to. Here's how diabolical and psychological white supremacy is. Like, they show this on the TVs, and we hear about the cavemen, right? But they try to make it seem like that everybody descend from the cavemen, right? That at one point, everybody in society used to live. On Earth used to live like that. You know what I'm saying? That is far from the truth, right? They were inferior on this earth, and they're still inferior to this day, right? But their living conditions was always inferior on this earth. Why they were the cavemen? Guess how everybody else was living on earth? Living off the resources of this earth. Taking baths. Taking a bath, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get a Lord for a bath. You know, get a Lord ahead for bath. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point, your oppressor didn't even know what that was.
Right.
He didn't even know what soap and a washcloth was. He didn't know what that was. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know how to seduce a woman. He used to get the clubs and hit her overhead and sleep with her, and that was his wife. You know what I'm saying? You was gonna say something, Calvin?
Calvin, sir. It's heavy that you said that because they have a thing right now where they're protesting on not taking showers every day.
There's a protest. What? Listen. You know what I'm saying? They'll protest for everything. Free the whales and free the manatees and don't take a bath, but they don't never try to push and give back what they stole from black people. You know what I'm saying? Because they can care less about you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You know what I'm saying? They are inferior to you according to this Bible. And they try to teach you came from cavemen so you can feel inferior with them. So you can never think to yourself, I was more superior on this earth. I always been superior on this earth. You know, white supremacy goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? And this is the world that we live in today. It's a white man's world. What did Tupac say? White man's world. This, you know what I'm saying? This is the world that you're living in right now. You know what I'm saying? But this world has to go in order for niggas to rise, right?
Okay.
Continue on.
Okay, sir. Whose habitation is high, and saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
He's proud as can be. He got missiles, nuclear weapons. He got skyscrapers, the greatest empire. He can never think he's going to be brought down. Read on.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
As a what?
As the eagle.
Why does it say eagle? What's the spirit behind that? Go ahead, Officer Kwan.
Because that is the mascot or the bird of every oppressor that has been in power and rulership across the world, and still to this day, the mascot or the symbol of every one of them. Spain, right. Britain, America, all of it.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly right. That's why it says eagle. I don't know if y'all can see these pictures of it, man. But look at this. Tell me the Bible ain't real. Right? Look at this. These are actual buildings built on a mountain. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I don't know any niggas that like to go climbing up mountains.
Yeah, man. Listen, what it said, Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. You know what I'm saying? We just sit back and kick it. We ain't rock climbing, we ain't bungee jumping, we ain't doing none of that bull crap. The water, boy.
If I may, and just like if you get a shot of if you Google Edom and you Google Wall Street, you'll see some of the same buildings.
Those pillars, all those things.
You see the same building. That's how you know, like they can change their name, but their identity, the spirit that they bestowed upon them, it can never hide.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Get a brother head. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly the truth, man. It will never hide, man. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much a snake try to shed his skin, it will always be a snake. You know what I'm saying? And this devil is no different from those Edomites back then, man. You know what I'm saying? He is the eagle, the same way Rome was the eagle, Spain is the eagle, Germany, everybody's the eagle. And guess what? You have America the America, the bald eagle. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
What's the spirit behind that? What's that talking about? Triple Canuck.
It's talking about how they all up in space, how they all up in the, like you say, the high rises in the building, and they want to be on top of everything. They try to be near the Lord, or try to be, you know what I'm saying, so they can be over the Lord's people. But, you know, like you say, set that nest in the stars. They the only ones damn near trying to go to space. Like, niggas ain't trying to go out there. Like, niggas not trying to go out there. We better like getting on planes.
Right, we ain't even getting in the pool if they ain't got to. Niggas ain't getting in the ocean if they have to. Love that. Go ahead.
No, that's it, sir.
God, man, damn right, man. Like, this is his spirit. You know what I'm saying? And it's written of in the Bible. This is his world. He's the one that's making these things happen because this is what he like to do within his world. This is how he likes to function. He likes to explore, go to space, so he can look like God on this earth. He wants to control everything on this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? And even though he has all these things, all these high rises, these skyscrapers, the space station, space program, all these things, you know.
God. Thence will I bring thee down.
The Lord is going to do what?
Thence will I bring thee down. Saith the Lord.
Saith the Lord, man. Not my words. Why are you trying to, you know, look at us like this is something hateful we saying? The Lord said he going to bring down Esau and Edom. You know what I'm saying? He going to bring them down, man. And it's not because of the color of their skin. It's not because of their blonde hair and blue eyes the reason why the Lord is going to bring them down. Let's read the reason why. Let's give me the verse 10. Go ahead.
For the violence against thy brother Jacob.
For what?
For the violence against thy brother Jacob. Shame shall cover thee. And thou shalt be cut off forever.
For what they did to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, guess what? The Lord is going to destroy America, man. The Lord is going to make this place fall down to the ground because of what it did to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is prophesied in the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord cares about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He cares about them. We are his chosen people. And anybody that enslaves us and harm us and do anything evil against us, the Lord is going to judge them for that. The same way he judged Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And when he judged Esau, they're going to be cut off forever. Forever they're going to be cut off. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's saying, like, my question is saying, okay, for anyone that does, like you say, like enslave us, kill us, hurt us, harm us, without the Lord's consent, but did the Lord give the consent for them to do these things to us? I know not to their extent, because I know there's somewhere in the spiritual way it say like when they paraphrase, like when their time was at an end.
It was.
Yeah, like they just like so is this saying like what like I know the Lord created them for things. So
yeah, I was just about to say you basically just over answered your question. God, you know what I'm saying? Because they went out to full out extent in enslaving us. And guess what? We're still under them to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like when even with the time of Jacob and Esau, simply with them two, when Jacob ended up getting the birthright, you know what I'm saying? Esau was sought out to kill Jacob. You know what I'm saying? And that same hatred that he had since Esau has never died down. So now that he has the opportunity to rule over us, you think he'll ever let us go? Yeah, he'll never let us go, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to make sure that we never, ever get back to what the Lord promised us to have. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord did not make it out for us to be in this condition as extensively as we is right now. Like every captivity that we ever been under, guess what? We still had our language, right? We still had our land. You know, so we did pay tributary to them, you know what I'm saying? And some of them they did, you know, put us on bondage and, you know, force us to work for them. but we always had a sense of our heritage, right? With Esau is the only time we lost all of that. It's the only time we lost. Like it's not that, we're just picking cotton and being whipped if we don't pick it fast enough.
Right.
Nigga, I don't even know who I am. Like, you get how horrifying that is for a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian?
It's like,
Go ahead.
So he had to make sure, like, he was so hateful of us because we had gained the right from the Most High. We gained the promises and stuff. So he had to make sure that we didn't know who we were.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because in Babylon, we still had, like you said, we had our own.
Jeremiah was there.
Yeah,
we still come.
I don't think we was over there picking palm trees and things like that. I'm not, it doesn't say that, no, but in Esau's captivity, it was the most heinous, the most ruthless. I'm thinking about like the slavery days, like
you
really was.
You right on it.
Putting us to work, like doing all kind of evilly imaginable things to the children of Israel.
And think about it's 2021. We got talking phones. You could touch your phone and it does everything for you. You got electric cars that drive itself. You just press a button, that drone will take you to the crib. But yet a nigga still don't know where he came from.
Still in slavery.
Like, come on now.
That's crazy.
Every nation has history of their government that dates over 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We just read about Alexander the Greek, and that's a cat they teach in school. They teach you about him in school, and he was alive over 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago, what was niggas doing?
You just hit on something. Like in school, they teach us about all the heathen, all Esau's conquests. Alexander the Great, Napoleon,
Julius Caesar.
Yeah, all those.
All that cats.
You mean to tell me throughout the whole earth was not there, nigga running around here conquering shit?
A nigga wasn't doing nothing. He was just, you know what I'm saying? We was just being niggas, I guess.
Yeah.
He was climbing on trees, swinging from vines, like like they portray us. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like they portray us to be.
We remained the caveman and they evolved.
Oh, thank you.
That's
the only one that's lucky, if I made the only one that he a Hamite, they talk about Zulu, the Zulu nation.
Yeah, kind. And you barely know about, I don't even know the shit Salaki that they teach about. I ain't never seen my first grade teacher say, pull out your books, we're gonna learn about Zulu today.
no.
You know what I'm saying? God, they will never teach you about that. They never teach you about us and Nat Turner and how we rebelled against them. You know what I'm saying? But they'll teach you about their conquest.
And their Haitian brothers.
Haitians and how they overcame French and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You never hear about that because you're living in the world of your enemies, man. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians got to understand there is not going to be no joint rulership with them. You can't, there's not possible. Somebody has to pay for the crimes that has been committed against Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
Somebody has to answer for it.
Right.
What Pac says, somebody got to tell me why I ain't got shit. Somebody. You know what I'm saying? Out of everybody on earth, I'm the only one that's being used and abused and being destroyed. Well, I want answers, man. You know what I'm saying? And the answers are found in the Bible.
Right.
This is where we're going to get salvation from. The Lord destroying our enemies, bringing them down to the ground so we can rise up, so we can have brotherhood, so we can love each other how the Lord intended us to have. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we're divided because we're trying to do it the way our oppressor tells us to do it. We're trying to love each other like the oppressor told us to love each other. We're trying to, right? He never loved us. You know what I'm saying? But we're trying to do it in his world, in his ways. And it never prosper us, man. But we're going to be free to do it when Christ returns. You know what I'm saying? Right. When this country falls. Go ahead, Officer Rod.
Salaki, sir, with the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, it's actually the entire chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's definitely, the entire chapter is it gives really the mindset, the true heart of the ungodly toward the righteous, or the children of Israel that actually were given the law, statutes, and commandments and followed them. know what I'm saying? So
if you could just give one verse.
Their mindset is amazing. Amazingly, I don't even know the word.
Diabolical.
I mean, it's amazingly corrupt. So it talks about how, they view the righteous and how they view their lives, and then what they would do toward the righteous. So let's go. It's the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Let's start where? Let me see. I started 14, chapter 2, verse 14. And this is the ungodly talking about the righteous. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. We abstaineth from our way. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his Father. Then watch how they go on. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the Son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hands of his enemies. Then we go on. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. Such things they did imagine, and were deceived. Their own wickedness hath blinded them. And chapter 2
the whole thing is a good chapter, you know what I'm saying? And that's exactly how they think. You know what I'm saying?
Deeply like embedded.
That's exactly how they think. Well, go ahead, get that. You was gonna say something?
No. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Chapter 2 is like I said, it just goes into depth of their mindset, you know what I'm saying? And how they was like, we're gonna live deliciously. Basically, whatever we can do to gives us pleasure, we're gonna do. And we're gonna oppress this righteous man as much as we possibly can. Like they say, a shameful death. What's a shameful death? I'm gonna lay on his neck and until he passes out.
Right.
Shameful death. I'm gonna hang him from a tree. I'm gonna cut the baby out his woman's belly in front of him. And allow him to watch. He can't do it. And the thing is, it's like I was told a long time ago, you can never trust him. There's no such thing as trusting this. There's no such thing as being one with this. There's no such thing as, maybe they're changed. Maybe they've changed. No, Most High said this is the way they're made. And watch, I gave you these scriptures so you will see. You will see how they are. You know what I'm saying?
That's like, that's so damn heavy. That they will examine us with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness, that we bring this nigga down to the lowest of the lowest, and see how he reacts. That nigga, this is the Willie Lynch letter in the Bible.
In the Bible, right? God.
That's crazy.
God.
Murderous sodomite.
Yeah, God, buck breaking, all that stuff.
Good
Man.
night.
Hate is not even, you can't even fathom all the trauma and horror and evil that they brought amongst Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. If there was a word beyond hate, what our oppressor did to us, that would be the perfect definition of what they did to us. You dig what I'm saying? We are still living the repercussions of what they did to us. That's how diabolical it was. Even though they are so-called abolish it, we still can't function. We still can't get our mind right. So you got to know they did something far much more worse than just whip us and force us to pick cotton.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I could, Trooper could not. My bad. I got to keep on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers bringing out some heavy points. I love it. God, just hold it and let's get the next person to, bring it out. All right? All right, so let's drop that. Let's get what we was on right now. Obadiah. So it's because of that virus. Drop that. Let me get Ezekiel 35:5 real quick. And then I got y'all warriors. Y'all brothers bringing out some good points tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? That these heavy hitters of Orlando bringing out these heavy points, man. You know what I'm saying? These are the brothers that the Lord appointed to govern us, to build about our nation. You got it, soldier?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, go ahead, get down.
Oh, I got it.
Hey, 35:5.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
A what?
A perpetual hatred.
What does perpetual mean?
Never ending.
Yeah, go ahead. You already did.
Never ending.
Right, never ending. This is everlasting hatred. You know what I'm saying? You have perpetual hatred, read on.
And has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
Right. He like we just read in Wisdom of Solomon. They to try to see our meekness. They kept on and kept on and kept on to see how low they can bring us down. You know what I'm saying? And they do it perpetually. It don't stop. It's like I said, it's 2021, and we still don't know who we are. We still being shot down in the streets, still being choked out. You know what I'm saying? Still being murdered like senseless animals, and don't nobody give a damn. You know what I'm saying? And all these things they're doing on this earth because they hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Okay, real quick. They still using their media. They using their media to project in front of our little soldiers that they should be homosexual.
God.
See what I'm saying?
Entertainment, all that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta search. I gotta sit up and search and monitor everything my little daughter watches because I see the psychology behind what they're promoting. You know what I'm saying? Making her feel that this white person is superior and she's just a servant. She's inferior. You know what I'm saying? Praise her and you're nothing.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's embedded into this world. It's embedded into this society.
Right.
God. You know what I mean? That's not our own.
Right. God. This is why the Lord has to bring these down.
God.
The only way a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian child can get free from the psychological warfare that they engaged on us, they have to go down. Right? That's a perfect example. He's like, yeah, get your ass up out of here. Yeah, he like, all right, you are far enough. Go ahead, whoever, Triple Canuck, go ahead, get down.
Come, the end of verse 5. In the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right. The Lord said he was going to judge us. And after that, it was fair is fair. You know what I'm saying? But they kept on going, man. Their hatred has not stopped for us. Read on.
Come, verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood.
He will do what?
Prepare thee unto blood.
Not unto love.
Unto blood.
Not unto getting along and holding hands.
Unto blood.
Unto blood. That is justice according to the Most High.
That's right.
Read on.
And blood shall pursue thee.
Shall what?
Shall pursue thee.
Guess what? They're not going to be able to escape the justice for the crime that committed against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He trying to escape from what he done. Trying to seem innocent. Trying to tell you that all colors matter. We're all have blood is red. Have we not done enough for y'all? We try to say we're sorry. Look, we abolished slavery. They trying to escape it, right? They trying to, you know what I'm saying? We give you equal rights, guys. Let's let bygones be bygones. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? There is no repentance that we can give to the Most High.
That's right.
Somebody has to answer for all these missing black children. Somebody has to answer for Tamir Rice. Somebody has to answer for Philando Castile, for George Floyd. Somebody has to answer for that, man. You know what I'm saying? And all oppressors, all white people are guilty, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has found all of America guilty for what happened to us, right? For time's sake, drop that. Let me get Revelations 5 and 10.
Go
Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 5, verse 10. Oh, I can have it.
Good.
And has made us unto our God kings and priests.
We're going to be what on this earth?
Kings and
We're
priests.
going to be kings and priests because that's what we're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a king in this white man's world. You think Jay-Z is a king because he's a billionaire? You think Kanye West is a king because he's a billionaire? For all them riches and wealth that they have amongst themselves, what have they done in establishing their own kingdom? What have they actually put forth as a plan to build black people back up? You know what I'm saying? Their individual wealth does not make them a king. You know what I'm saying? A king is somebody that rules over a kingdom. You dig what I'm saying? Well, guess what? They still answer to the oppressor. That's their king. You know what I'm saying? They still answer to their oppressor. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. One time I tallied up, based on the information that was given, the total of every artist in the industry, the total of all of them, and they still only came up to about 10% of Steve Jobs, one white man. Only about 10% of his wealth. Every single artist in the industry.
Good. Right. Good. Right. That's crazy.
One man.
Only
one white man.
One white man. And that's one white man that we know of.
He was the low on the low end.
Right. No, right. You know what I'm saying? Imagine all the other devils that we don't even see on TV. You know what I'm saying? Cats like Jeffrey Epstein, we ain't never hear about him until they brought the controversy of what he was doing in that island. Right. But this devil had riches. He had his own island. Right. But you ain't never heard of this devil.
No police on
it. Right. God, you know what I'm saying? Right. These devils got wealth beyond imagination on this earth from conquering blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? The Lord is going to switch the roles. The roles are going to be in reverse. Huh? They're going to be right where they're supposed to be, as the Lord promised us in the beginning. He only put them over us as a punishment. You know what I'm saying? But they can't resist themselves from killing you and murder you. So guess what? The Lord got to bring them down. And when he does, you'll find blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians loving each other again. That's what you'll find. You'll find blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians exercising brotherhood, exercising sisterhood, keeping the laws of the Most High, treating each other with care and kindness. You know what I'm saying? Imagine going outside and just seeing black people, Hispanic people outside playing, not worrying about stepping on a crack needle or heroin needle, not worrying about getting shot for going to the stop sign over, to the next block over. So imagine a world like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a world that we need. You know what I'm saying? And that's the world that we're building in the Isupk. You know what I'm saying? A world where a black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man are free to pursue happiness on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And that is only done with us keeping the law, statute, commandments. The freedom and the liberty that the Lord provides us with is us making sure that we stick together and separate from our oppressors. And with that, our oppressor is going to fall down and be destroyed and lose their country and lose all their wealth. And we going to be kings and priests. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, read on.
And we shall reign on the earth.
Where are we going to reign at?
On the earth.
On earth. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to die to get salvation, man. You ain't got to die to live good. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is saying you going to be kings and priests on earth, right? Drop that. What time it is? Let me get a time check real quick. See if I can get the next one.
27. You got it.
Okay, let's get this real quick. Let me get one more. Let me get Isaiah 63:1.
Oh, Christ return.
All right. Go ahead.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 63, verse 1. Mm-hmm. Who is this that cometh from Edom?
From where?
From Edom.
Right. So he's asking a question. Isaiah is asking a question. He sees somebody coming from where the Edomites dwell, from their dwelling place, which will be America, which will be Europe, and all the other countries and continents that they conquered on earth. Right. He's seeing a certain person coming from that region, right? Read on.
With dyed garments of both Basra.
Mm-hmm.
This that is glorious in his apparel.
He had a nice garment. You know what I'm saying? Died from Barzia. You know what I'm saying? Nice garment, glorious in his apparel. He's trying to figure out who this person is. Read on.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength. Read on.
I that speak in righteousness.
The reply back to Isaiah was what?
I that speak in righteousness. Mighty to save.
Mighty to save. You know who he's talking about? He's talking about our Savior. The one that came to save Israel, that died for this nation. Well, guess what? When he returns, he's going to be coming from the region where the Edomites dwell. Glorious in his apparel, in his garment, gold, his war belt, all these things, you know what I'm saying, that the Lord promised us to have. Right? Y'all reading the head? Y'all reading the head? That's why, right? No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, you can tell, like, you know, when these niggas wrote this.
Right. God. Put this thing over. Put this thing over here. Yeah, God. Nah, that's damn right, man. Damn right. So go ahead, get down.
Therefore art thou red in thine apparel.
So in this glorious garment, he noticed that this cat that's coming from the region of the Edomites is red in his garment. Meaning he has red stains on his garment. And he's questioning, why your garment stained with red for? Read on.
And thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine.
Right. And your garment looked like one that treadeth in the wine press, right? Back then, how they tread wine was with what? Their feet, right? They stomp on the grapes so that way they can make wine out of it. You know what I'm saying? And all the splashing from those grapes will get on you. You know what I'm saying? And those colors is red, right? So he's like, listen, you look like you just, tread down a wine press, right? Your garment red and all that. It looks glorious, but you got some red on it. Read on.
I have trodden the wine press alone.
This is his response, right? This is our king response. Read that one more time.
I have trodden the wine press alone.
He said, listen, I have trodden the wine press alone. Right? He's using that same analogy, right? I trotted down the wine press. Read on.
And the people, and there was none with me.
And the what?
And the people, there was none with me.
Guess what? When he went to war with Edom and was coming from that region, guess what? All those red stains, you know what I'm saying, he got from trotting down that wine press, he did it alone. And his anger, that's how angry he is. You know what I'm saying? He's going to destroy these great European countries, this great society that we in today. Go ahead.
Real quick. When I think of this and you saying this, you think about a shepherd going to pinch his sheep. All these beasts, they didn't attack my sheep, and now it's time for me to repay them.
Damn right.
For how they mishandled my sheep.
Damn right. Nah, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like an anime. The general just said that we got to do our own anime yesterday. You know what I'm saying? God, we got to publish something like that. You know what I'm saying? God, you know what I'm saying? Nah, but real talk, man. He coming from that, avenging what the cruelty that they inflicted on him. You know what I'm saying? He's so angry, he don't need nobody else. He's like, listen, I got this. I'm gonna handle these cats by myself. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
For I will tread them in mine anger.
In my what?
In mine anger.
Read on.
And trample them in my fury. And their blood.
Their what?
Their blood.
Read on.
Shall be sprinkled upon my garment.
That's why it's red. That's why it looked like he trod in the wine press. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to war with our enemies so they can fall down and never rise no more. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And I will stain all my raiment.
Right. You care less. It looks glorious, but listen, I'm going to war. Read on.
For the day of vengeance is in my heart. And the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help.
Right. He's like, look, I looked around. Listen, I was by myself. Read on.
And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore, mine own arm brought salvation unto me. And my fury, it upheld me.
It did what?
It upheld me.
And he was so mad that that's what drives him to keep on going. It said that Samson killed how many men? With a jaw of a donkey bone?
200, 300?
Like 200, 300 around there. You know what I'm saying? By himself. Now, this is our king now. He's saying, let's bring down these empires by myself, man. Because I'm frustrated about what they did to my people, of how they crucified me, how they made my image out to be a white boy. Think how infuriating that's making Yahushua right now while he with the Most High. He's looking down like, listen, give me the order, Lord. Give me the order. I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he touched down, he gonna cause hell. You understand? Read on.
I will tread down the people in mine anger and make them drunk in my fury. And I will bring down their strength to the earth.
Right. This is what the Lord is prophesying, man. The Lord is saying that he gonna bring down this world in order for Israelite world to rise. All right. So with that, we're gonna end the class. The water y'all coming through, Water Calvin. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably do a part 2 with that too tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? The Water of the Brothers, y'all bringing out some heavy points, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep on with it. I'll see y'all next week. Captain Shawar will be on tomorrow. All right. That. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.